you. It's not really for you, but it is for you, and it is for me too, and also it's for somebody else. Let's start there, yeah? When we do things, especially you Geminis, Gemini Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, I'm Gemini Moon. This is for Pisces season or for March. Welcome. You're the second one of pieces. The only way for us to move forth with our lives is not really to just stay calm and smile, but to be in our truth, I feel, to be in our alignment, to be in our essence. And yeah, that's kind of why I'm doing this too, because all of these readings ultimately are meant to lead you back to yourself. So let's start there, Gemini. Leading back to yourself. You don't have a problem with that, do you? Gemini, I love you guys. You always take it into account that you need to address your own interests first and foremost. Why do you do that? I mean, if you think about, like we talked about a lot, if you think about how it all works in the astrology, you are the third house, you are the third sign, so you are the child. And the child, like the infant as an Aries, is like, yeah, it's the head out of the mother. It's the one, the firstborn. But Aries, in a sense, is kind of not aware of their ego. They're not really forming their ego yet. They are trying to make sense of who they are in the world around them, right? Like the infant. It's a very pure, like, the energy is not forceful, but it can be because they have Mars as a ruling planet. So it's like very like strong, energy. Just like an infant, when they cry a lot. When they're calm, they're calm. Their presence is very immense no matter what they do, right? Then we have Taurus, second house, second up. They are the child exploring through their hands and their senses, their smell, their taste, their hearing, their vision. They are exploring through their body and through their embodiment. So we kind of looking at a toddler here, a toddler who's like working their way through the earth, through the gifts of the mother, not only through the mother of the body of the mother, but actually the physical embodiment of the earth. So all of the earthly blessings, right? And they have Venus, which is the opposite to Mars. So it's more like a sensual kind of exploration of the self. But then we have you. You're the third sign. But hey, you're two children. You're the Geminis. You're the twins. And now you have Mercury as your sign, right? Or sorry, as your planet, as your ruling planet. So Mercury is all about communication, but not only communication through the mouth, but also through the mental sphere, what we're picking up on, what we are realizing about ourselves as we are witnessing the world around us. All the information, it's all about the information. And the information is stored not only through the sound and the thoughts, but also through how we witness each other, how we see each other interact towards one another. And all the cues, all the little hints, all the communication that is also silent in a way. That's also Mercury, as well as learning to write, learning to express oneself in all sort of ways. So we're looking at a child here. We're looking at a child who realize their importance in the world around them. Because the toddler, they're not there yet. And the infant, not there at all. But the child has already a newly formed sense of self. Because they are starting to relate to the other. So it's a dualistic nature, right? You know that. But what I was saying is that you, Gemini, you are very, very good at remaining centered within the self, as in look into the importance of you, the importance of yourself. Like of all of the signs in the zodiac, I feel like you, Gemini, you are like, we can talk about Scorpio, like being self-sufficient, self-surviving, so to say, and Capricorn being self-sufficient. We have Leo being like self-expressive, but you your sense of self is not about the other at all. It's, yes, it is in relation to the other, but you don't have a need to prove yourself to anyone or anything, because you realize the essence of yourself, which is so beautiful and it's so powerful. So when we're doing ourselves up, when we're fixing, when we're trying to look good, you Gemini, you do it for the sake of you. And yes, it is in relation to the other. Yes, it is. You do want to have an effect on the other. You realize the effect you have on the other by you changing up your gears. But also, you realize that it is so that it benefits you. And yeah, some people will say that it's selfish, but really it's the truth. We all do it. You're just the one talking the truth to yourself, right? Admitting it. Admitting it. So, Geminis, that was a long story, short, or was it? Let's see what's happening in March for you. You finally have Mars out of your sign, right? How does it feel to get going again? You have it in your second house now, so I feel like money will take off into a whole different level, and you might be a little bit aggressive about hustling. Maybe that's why you're changing up your appearance. Maybe that's why you're upgrading yourself. And I'm hearing upgrade you with Beyoncé. Honey, let me upgrade you out of my package. You put your necktie to put the labels. Upgrade you. Can I up? Let me upgrade you. Let me upgrade you. And she's singing, just when you thought you had it all. Just when you think you have it all. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, and then she's like saying that she can be the one offering that extra little touch to it all. And I'm also hearing diamonds, just like a stone. So maybe you want to check that out. Plus citrine is your stone. Not saying it's your stone permanently, just saying that for this month, this is what's coming through. Hey, you guys, everybody that's watching. So upgrading, you are upgrading. And I don't feel like it's an energetic upgrade. I feel like you've had that energetic upgrade. I feel like for you, Gemini, in March, it's all about you like seeing to your image. It's like, how can I pump the volume, so to say? How can I plump myself? And when I talk about plumping oneself, I don't mean like in a physical attribute, but how can I make myself look the $1 million I feel? And how will that affect the other people around me? Because I know if I gear myself up, I'm not talking about me, but I'm talking about you in general. If you gear yourself up, then everybody else around you will benefit from that, yeah? Because not only will they like feel good around you, they also will have beauty around you or around them, but they also feel inspired, and that's ultimately your gift, Gemini. Your gift is to inspire for people to shift perspective, right? Perspective on themselves, but perspective of life in general due to new sort of information. Keeping their minds wide open, I'm hearing too. Keeping your mind wide open. So let's get into it, yeah? So because this is Pisces season, we are going to do it very intuitive. I feel like that's the only way to do it in Pisces. Also realize that Pisces season is something that affects us all on a very deep level because it is about the collective, it is about subconscious. So the information that you will pick up on, my loves, will be more about... like 12th house energy is people's dreams, people's hidden agendas. I feel like you will have this scorpionic sense of knowing what people really are up to because Mars has just passed through your house, so you're kind of like in touch with that energy still. And I also feel like you will have that Aries kind of newborn infant kind of energy where you're like taking up space in a very innocent yet boastful way. Boastful meaning I think good in this regard because people are just not used to it, you know? We're taught to be meek, right? And I'm saying this with a cross around my neck, but it's my grandma's cross. But we're taught to be meek, we're taught to be humble, but the the view upon humility and meekness is so skewed these days. People don't even know shit about being humble because they haven't had the humble suit. They're just telling other people to be humble because they're afraid of looking arrogant, and they're also afraid of people really like, you know, choosing success, choosing self-love, choosing to be out there and shining and be radiant. And I feel like that's a lot of the reasons why you Gemini have to take a lot of people's crap sometimes, because it's just their fear shining through. This time around though, I feel like you will be on top of it. I feel like when you are like plumping yourself up and being radiant, Gemini, you will definitely see even further how it actually will have a positive effect on people. And not only will you be, you know, the trickster, because you're used to being the trickster, right? But I feel definitely like this time around, you will have a very direct, much more direct and positive impact on people. People are almost like thirsty and hungry for that kind of energy now, because they've been eating their own humble soup. Let's just call it like that. Let's just call it like it is. All right, we got the Beyoncé upgrade you energy here with you, plumping it up, talking about self-image. I really love it. Let's get into it, Gemini. So for Gemini, March, we have 5 of Wands, conflict, fight, some kind of struggle. What is the struggle? We will see. What do we have more in store for you guys? We have the 5 of Swords too, you guys, and the Sun. So yeah, there's definitely some kind of conflict arising around you, but there will be a huge light, and I feel like you are the light coming in, shining your way through whatever hardship there has been around you. Because remember, in the 5 of Swords and the 5 of Wands, wow, okay, I feel like this is just too similar to, okay, you get very, very similar cards to Sagittarius, so you might want to check that out. But I was gonna say, and the regular 5 of Wands and the 5 of Swords, we have people, many people, 5 people fighting, 5 people fighting with wands, or 5 people just being done with the sword fights, and one of them walking away with the swords too, or some of the swords, almost like 7 of Swords, but not in a deceptive kind of way, more of a like, I'm done with this fight kind of way. So I feel like whatever feistiness there is around you, whatever conflict there is around you in March, I would say it's also in relation to you choosing a new route. You're choosing a new way. Maybe I'm hearing too, you're choosing a new profession. So maybe that's also the conflict, or life path. Actually, you're choosing a new life path, and this will cause some drama. People like to have opinions about other people's shit because they can't get their own shit together. Me cursing a lot right now, but that's okay. Let's see what else is up for you guys. So congratulations if you're choosing a new life path or a new life direction. I'm really happy for you. You should always go with your own flow. You got the 7 of Pentacles, which Sagittarius also got, and Strength, which is a Leo card. So you get 2 Leo cards. So yeah, I'm hearing also too the Rihanna song Shine Bright Like a Diamond, and the Katy Perry Roar, which is all kind of like 3 tacky pop songs, but they speak loud. They do. I'm gonna write it down. Shine bright like a diamond and a roar. Oh, me and my baby kitty. Me and my daughter. She's a Leo rising. We used to love to watch that song, Katy Perry with Roar, because the video, she's like in the wild, like fake Tarzan, and she's like roaring with the tigers. And we used to like sit by the TV when she was a kiddo, and she would just like roar, you know. So maybe you should actually do that. Maybe you should actually roar. And also, I remember there is an asana and the yoga the yoga sequence, sorry, where there is actually the lion, the Leo is called the lion. So you do like this, you sit with your hands like this, and you put your chest forward and you open up wide, and your tongue is out, and you like let the roar out, which is actually really good to building your inner strength and your inner fire. There is a lot, like in the Sagittarius reading, there was a lot about them being the light, them working your light, sirens. them shining their light bright. I feel like it's a similar theme for you guys, which is interesting because you're not really a fire sign, you're an air sign. But I do feel like what's important for you is for you to walk your own way. And no matter what people say. And I feel like you've been waiting for this for a long time, my loves. You've been waiting to make that move, whatever that move is. So you're moving. Let me show you. You have the 5 of Wands with just some kind of conflict and struggle around you, where you either have to prove yourself or you're caught in between people's passionate opinions about you, or your passionate opinions about a project, or you could be like stuck literally in a project or in a relationship or some kind of situation where there's just a lot of struggle, resistance all the time, which is leading you towards the 5 of Swords. And the 5 of Swords can either be viewed as mental conflict. Well, of course, it is a mental conflict because a physical, energetical struggle causes us to ask ourselves questions about whether or not we do want to stay. And in this situation, I feel like you're actually taking the higher path, or I hope that you are. But because we have the Sun after this, I feel like you're definitely taking the higher path, where you're like picking up your swords, maybe somebody else's, and you're like, hey, you know, you can go on bickering, but I'm gonna have it my way. Feel whatever way you want to feel about this. Like this is what you're telling other people or yourself. Or, you know, say whatever you want to say about it, but this is the way I'm going to do it. And I'm changing up the gears. I'm doing it my way. And you'll just have to sit by and watch it. Watch as the horn goes beep, beep, whatever you say. Here you are. Look at that. You're a star, I'm hearing too. You're a star. So maybe you could also be dealing with an Aquarius or a Leo. Listen, Leo and Aquarius are star buddies. Leo is your 3rd house. Is it your 3rd house? Yeah, it's your 3rd house. And then you have Aquarius then as your 9th house, I believe, right? So it's all about the people around you and how you communicate to the world around you. And I feel like you're changing your image, and I feel like you're changing your route, and I feel like you're switching it up, and you're like shining even brighter than you usually do. Maybe before, like I told you, you had more of the trickster kind of energy, which is normally your energy, but now you're like radiant. You're like, I don't need to trick you. I don't need to fool you. I don't need to tell you what to do. I'm just gonna do even more me. And look at this. Then we have 7 of Pentacles. It's like a long time coming. I feel again like your guides, your higher self, whatever you want to call it, God, has been waiting for this to happen. Been waiting for you to finally make that choice and choosing yourself, going out like fully naked, I would say, fully raw of who you are, not about your self-image and how it impacts others, but literally just how you want to do it, and not giving a fuck, about what other people think. But realize that that is your strength. That is your strength. That is your strength, because that is how you really bend the jaws open of whatever beast it is that it has been haunting you. Yeah. We're going to clarify. Now that we're live, if you want to ask any questions or comment, please do so. I'm so happy to have you here live. And for you guys that's watching after the live, you can also always make questions. We do have death here at the bottom twice, and the Emperor. So I told you about Mars and its impact on you, and I told you about the Scorpionic energy, and I told you about the Aries energy, right? So I feel like that's kind of like the energy that you're embodying. You are just freaking fierce right now, I'm feeling. Also, I'm getting connected to, we have Beyoncé, right, with Upgrade You, and she was calling herself Sasha Fierce, like this alter ego, and I feel like you're almost like embodying your alter ego now, or you're like taking away your alter ego and like just coming out as yourself even more. Let's see what the 5 of Wands is about, really. Let's get into it. Go ahead, put your back into it. Actually, it's clarified by the Knight of Swords. So, yeah. It's some kind of truth coming out. I'm also hearing, God, there's a lot of pop music. I'm hearing Pink. I'm coming up, so you better get this party started. And that's with Eve too, right? Oh my God. Get this party started on a Saturday night. Gemini, what are you up to in March? That's so funny. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So yeah, so there's some kind of insight that is coming forth, at least from you. If it's not to you, it's from you, I would say. And this is what's causing the stir. Who is being stirred? What is the conflict? All right, so we get the Seven of Cups with the Queen of Wands. So yeah, you could definitely be dealing with a Leo. If not with a Leo, this is another feminine energy, and I'm saying another because I'm feeling like you are in the feminine energy, but I could be wrong. And listen, feminine, masculine energies goes both ways. We have it both in us. So the confusion and illusion is literally all about you embodying another source. Oh, sweetheart, you can donate through my website. I will send you. Thank you so much. I will send you a link. I will fix that. Thank you. So you are embodying a new kind of energy where people are just, like I told you, this Leo kind of energy. You're like fierce and extravagant and new. And this is what causing, you know, the conflict in people around them and people around you. And they are like, what on earth is happening to Gemini? And that is what's causing a lot of questions, and people are even like, you know, having an opinion about whether or not, you know, they are sure about who you are. I feel like it's people's insecurity. They feel like they don't really know what to believe anymore because they've been dependent on your mind, and you're not gonna take it anymore. Like, you're taking your mind, your clever mind with you and moving in a new direction. Yeah, let's see what the Five of Swords is about, please. Sweetheart, I think that donation is not possible until I am having, I think I need more subscribers, yeah? And then, you know, YouTube can allow me to have donations, but that's so generous of you. Thank you so, so much. No, there is no super chat option, just because of, yeah, I need more subscribers, I think. But I'm going to look into it, and also I will actually put the link because I have a PayPal. And you can just donate there. Thank you. Thank you for igniting that. Yay. All right, Five of Swords. Let me know what that is about. So we have the King here with the Queen. And so the King, I feel like that's your masculine energy coming through. You're like, all right, enough of this bickering, enough of this confusion. I'm taking my fiery ass out of here. And I'm saying fiery because I feel like that's the energy that you are embodying too. If you're not dealing with somebody, say Sagittarius or Leo, I just don't feel like it's about anybody else this time. I feel like it's about you, and it was about you all the time, my loves. So let's see, what about the Sun? All right, this is an opportunity that you had forgotten about. And also, I feel like the conflict is within other people because they feel like they are being left out in the cold. When you are choosing your own cups, they feel neglected. But that, I should just be honest with you, I feel like that's, you know, entitlement. Like, people are not entitled to your energy, my loves. People are not entitled to that energy at all. Like, people should be like in gratitude, right, for receiving your energy. And that's always the case. That's always the case. If people are not in gratitude towards you, then you're too lazy to do anything. That's fine. That's fine. I love your honesty, but thank you for putting it out there. So I'm going to be reminded, and I'm definitely going to put up a link, and it's going to be easy breezy. Yeah. Otherwise, just subscribe and click on the link. And if you do want a personal reading, I'm up for that too. I love doing personal readings. Let's get started with the Sun. What is the Sun about? Yeah. Again, entitlement, right? Entitlement. People are being entitled to your energy, and when you're walking away, or at least walking your own way, they feel left out in the cold. What? I feel like somebody might be cutting you off financially. That's so weird, though. So you could be changing your gear up. You could be changing your image up, and somebody's cutting you out financially. Somebody wants to control you. Wow. Somebody's trying their best to grab a hold of you, trying to manipulate you, trying to like put you out in the cold and then draw you back in, and put you out in the cold and draw you back in. And I'm seeing the Seven of Swords here, which is a very deceptive energy, but I don't feel like you are caring. You find the slight accent a mystery. Well, I'm Swedish. I'm Swedish, so that's my accent. So let's check it out. Look at that. You are being the sun twice. So here you are, the child, triumphing with the flag, all above. And I feel, again, it's such a, you know, Leo energy. And I feel also like this is going to come to fruition even more in August. So this wave is going to be able, like, if you're going to choose this new path, route, in, yeah, August, I would say, maybe even July, this is going to come in even further for you. Let's check out the Seven of Pentacles. What is the Seven of Pentacles about? Seven of Pentacles with the Five of Swords. Again. Yeah, I'm in Sweden. I'm half Danish in Sweden. Yeah, you're walking your own way. And again, this has been a long time coming. You've been fighting to do this. You've been fighting yourself in a way. It's also been about financial, like, difficulties, I would say. Maybe you've been focusing more on your money, but I feel like for some of you, somebody has been giving you money to like play a part in their, you know, theatrics, however that applies. Could be work, could be relationship, however that applies. And then you like choose to walk your own way now. And so now you are first cut off from whatever financial abundance you had before, but then you're being offered a new opportunity. But it is a solitary road. It is a solitary road. But however, things will make sense. Things will definitely make sense. You'll find your inner light, you'll find your inner strength, and you won't hesitate anymore. If you are thinking about choosing a new path, if you are thinking about changing up your image, if you are thinking about breaking loose from something, this is the time. 'Tis the season, I'm hearing. 'Tis the season to be jolly. Do be jolly. What is strength? Strength is walking away. Six of Swords. What is strength? Much more. You're taking the best that you have with you and you're just leaving whatever isn't working. Yeah. And also this came up, the World card came up like this, but it did flip like all the way down to the floor. So I'm not going to read it as a reverse, but I'm just saying that something huge is ending, something huge is beginning. This is a new beginning for you in March or Pisces season. Also, I do want to say that this could actually be something that you lost a long time ago, a part of yourself or a part of your actual true path. And now you're picking it up again, I'm hearing. So, interesting. Yeah, and this is going to bring new opportunities, new financial wealth. And people are going to come in being supportive. I feel like an earth sign will come in and support you in this endeavor. Yeah, and your ships will come in. So if you're thinking about making a choice to just moving in a new direction, it's very much supported. It's very much supported. Whatever toxicity you had around you, it's time to leave it alone. Yeah. All right. And at the bottom of the deck, look at that, you guys. We have the 10 of Pentacles. Beautiful. So let's finish this up with a StarCode Astro Oracle. Go ahead, put your back into it. What's that song? What is that song? So I used to live in the States, actually. I used to live in the States. Ooh, I used to study art there, different kinds of art. I watched a lot of movies. I lived in the States. I don't know. I've always been fluent in English. Like, I don't know. We traveled a lot when I was a kid. And I think I learned English when I was like 4, something like that. I'm just a genius. No, I'm just kidding. I love languages. Let's see what's here for Gemini. Gemini, baby. Oh, Gemini in March. My Geminis. Woo! We have fifth house passion, which equals it's the house of Leo as well. A lot of Leo here. A lot of Leo here, baby. And it is a 7, which is a higher learning, a higher octave of learning. But it also comes down to a higher octave of creation. I feel like you're using your creational power to just create something new. Can I get one more, please, for my beautiful Geminis? Then we're going to call this a wrap. We have retrograde review. So I feel like you learned a lot during your retrograde periods. And of course, you're used to Mercury retrograde. When is the next Mercury retrograde? I don't feel like it's until like late springtime. It's my cat in the background. But I do feel like you've learned from your past and you're ready to just create something new and birthing new projects, new ideas, new fun, exploratory routes in your life. And that's awesome. That's awesome. So I feel like this is it for you guys. Well, I don't watch CNN. Thank you so much. All right, my sweethearts, thank you so much for this. This was your March reading, your Pisces reading. If you do want a personal reading with me, don't hesitate. Just email me and I'll book you in, and it will be a lot better than this, I promise. All right, sweethearts, have a beautiful, beautiful Aquarius season and also upcoming Pisces season. Much love. Bye-bye.